Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Why younger women will date an older man outside of money. Yeah, that's a mouthful. First, I want to give a shout out to one of my most consistent supporters, Dude Watt 212, and I hope I said that correctly. Brother, he always comments. He refers to me as CD-ROM, Chief Director Rom. You know, and I'm like, okay. And he was asking me, he asked me in a comment a while ago, you know, why would women in their 20s and 30s date a man in his 60s outside of money? You know what? And I know people will say, well, he wouldn't date outside of money. I'm like, dude, let Uncle Ron tell you our story. Y'all like, damn, how many of y'all stories Uncle Ron got? I'll put it like this. My ex-wife, who I talk to, we talk to each other all the time. Like I said, me and her real cool. We just shouldn't have got married early. That's all. But, you know, the thing she told me one time, she said, Ron, you just need to just write down all this stuff. Because I just astound her. Because she's like, damn, were you at the Revolutionary War too? Yeah, I told her I was. I was trying to sell some books. Anyway, right? I met this dude. I was working out at, it was at a university gym, right? It was American University. I used to work out at their gym there, right? American University in D.C. There was this older dude there, right? And I started talking with him, found out he knew my grandfather. And see, I know I done said my grandfather might have done some things that were in his time period outside the law, but one of the things he was smart enough to do was keep a steady job. You know, so the IRS don't wonder how, you know, he's managing to keep bills paid. So this dude had actually worked with my grandfather, right? And at the same time, it was one of his running buddies too. So this is an old school player. Now understand, if he hanging out with my grandfather, this dude in his 60s. And he was in his 60s and overweight. That's why he was in the gym, right? I remember one time I came to the gym, this brother had a passion mark, a big ass passion mark on his neck. And I was like, damn, this old overweight dude had a passion mark on his neck. I said, where'd you get that, man? He said, yeah, this young 20-year-old gave it to him. And I was like, damn, shoot. And, you know, I've known so many older men who got play and they weren't spending money. My father was one of them. I remember, shoot. My father, like, my would-be stepmother is actually younger than me. And I remember me and him, we were hanging out one time. We went to this place getting a breakfast. And this young girl, she would have gave us she was into him so much, she would have gave us a free breakfast if there weren't too many people around. Me and my father, we just said, you know, we could have got a free meal. But there was too many witnesses, too many people around. Like if the place was a little empty, the way she was like smiling and everything, and he hit her with a look. That dude, he kind of held his head up, gave her a look and stuff, man. I think she came about twice. All right. And I've known other guys. I knew this guy. I knew this one guy. I was like, this dude was in his 40s and stuff, man. And I remember seeing him, and he was talking with this little thick little youngin', right? He said she was 20. And I mean, I could tell by her face she was all into him, right? And this dude, you know, and later he told me, yeah, I hit it. And see, this one of those dudes, he ain't lie on his dick. If he ain't hit it, he'd tell you. And if he didn't satisfy a woman, he'd be like, you know what? I gotta work out for 2 weeks to satisfy this one woman. I mean, so I knew he got with her because really more from when I saw them together and the look she was giving him. Right? In fact, I knew a couple young girls this particular dude got with, right? Let me tell you what. If a man keep himself in shape, right? Well, there's several reasons. One, if he keep himself in decent shape, right? not even spending money, but if he keep himself in shape, and that's one. Also, as a man gets older, he's going through life. He has a lot of game. He might not use the word game, but I'm using game in terms of knowledge, how you carry yourself. If a man has, say a man like when he was young, right? I use the analogy of Michael Jordan, right? I know everybody talking about LeBron now, but I came up with Jordan. Check it out, right? You remember when Michael Jordan, for the old heads, remember when Michael Jordan first came in the league, he was just dunking on everybody, right? He still won his titles, but then as he got older and stuff, and he didn't dunk as much, but he was still playing. He still takes somebody to the hoop. He just didn't dunk as much. If you get some dude who's a player as a young guy, that player don't come out of him. Because he might not be able to get the woman on just pure physicality. But he can get her on charisma because he would have developed it. Because one of the things, and here's something, I've said it. And here's some deep game for y'all. Y'all need to write down what I'm going to say. If a man can learn how to deal with one woman effectively, he can deal with 1,000. Because he's not really dealing with the woman herself, but he's dealing with her feminine energy. And see, with the older man, if a man really keeps his wits about him, he really learns life, and he really is comfortable with who he is as a man, he can deal with any woman regardless of her age. Any woman. I don't care what her age is, whether she can be 18, she can be 80. And they still want to flirt with him if he carry himself as a man, because he's not dealing with that woman and her age or her knowledge or her degrees. He's dealing with her as a woman. See, that's the one thing. See, as that man gets older, he's getting more into what it means to be a man. And see, what it means to be a man is not really based on physicality. Let me say that again. It's really not based on it. I mean, people try to say it is. But it's not. Nah, it's not about the physicality. That's just an outward manifestation of the man. The man is really about spirit. And as a man gets older, he develops his spirit. That's where the real masculinity lies. And that's what the woman responds to, regardless of her age. If a man develops that inner masculinity, that spirit of man, he can get any woman that encounters him as long as she's in her feminine. The only women that he will have trouble with is those women who have developed a masculine spirit themselves. And it's like two magnets of a positive polarity. They're going to repel each other. Now, whatever feminine that she has in her, and the level of it, that man's going to touch it. And see, a lot of younger women, they still have some level of their femininity. See, older women, they go through a lot. They get burned. They develop maybe a hardness of spirit. But that younger woman, she still got it. And see, what you have out here is many men have not developed their masculine spirit. And women see that. So when they find a man who has that masculine spirit, when they find it, listen to what I'm saying now. When they find a man who has that masculine spirit, they are going to be attracted to him regardless of how many gray hairs he has. In fact, maybe because of his gray hairs, they're going to be attracted to him. It's all going to be about how he carries himself. He carries himself as a man. The woman in her is going to find him attractive. Now, she might have a little bit of problem maybe with the age, but just a little bit. Because he's going to touch her in a deep way that's going to get past all these superficial things that society tries to put on us. And see, that's the key. And it's not about money. Money is just a substitute. Money is a mask. If a man has that woman is going to try to get with him. She's going to want him. And she might have to come up with a rationalization to do it. Or she might just tell her friends. That's why you have some teachers, some male teachers, and some authority figure. We always hear about the women stroking the young boys. But then you got a lot of college professors, and I've known of some, they fucking the shit out of some of their young students. Because that college professor in a position of authority. He's in his masculine spirit. and the woman's attracted to it. So that's how. As long as that man carry that energy. Now, yeah, if he physically looks good, hey, that makes it even better for a woman. Or that makes it quicker. But if she around that energy, she feel it. Because understand, it's a woman's nature to submit. It's the feminine nature to submit to the masculine nature. That's nature. I don't care what politics people are trying to put out here. You cannot violate the laws of nature. Listen to what I'm saying now. Listen to what I'm saying. Shoot. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why, look, and I'll just say this personally, and the people on my raw site know. My private site know, because I talk about it all the time. That's why me, as a 52-year-old man with visible gray, don't be trying to be stylish to get young girls trying to talk to them all the time, to the point I had to ask if they, first thing I see them, I'm like, you in school? And I say school. If they say high school, I just be like, hey, okay, bye. Or let them down easily. Or if they say college, then I'm like, okay. Because it's the energy. I'm not operating on anything else but energy. And I know some people, that's abstract for some people, but that's where the real game is in the energy. If you in your masculinity, that's the ultimate game, really. Every woman, if you in your masculinity, every woman who sees you is going to feel something. Whether she's married, regardless of her age, race, social class, religion, whatever, she's going to feel something. So what you have in these cases, when you get a woman in their 20s and 30s dealing with a man in his 60s, and it's not about the money, she's dealing with that energy. And see, a lot of men have it. There's a lot of men. Understand something. There's a whole, I would say there's some subgroups up there of men. I mean, you can call them Mr. Good Boy, you can call them Mass Man, whatever. But whatever the case, they know who they are as men. And they be stroking young girls, and it ain't about the money. Now, these men may have money, so people will think, well, she just with it for the money, but the dude ain't spending any on her. That's what the key is. Is he spending money? Is he buying her stuff? Or he just have a nice spot and she find a way over to his spot? Think about it. So, anyway, that's it. You know, that's the answer. When you see that, when you see a man with a young girl, you know what? If you get a chance, talk to that man. You'll find out. You will find out. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace.